Good afternoon, everybody. Ori Spado here, the accidental gangster. I'm coming to you from my reclining chair today. I want to have an easy conversation. I want to tell you a little bit about my day. My son flew in from Florida, so I picked him up at the airport. And there's an air base right near the airport that's got a military exchange, PX exchange, and a commissary. So hey, let me get there and check the prices out and so forth. They also have a gas station. And gas, same price as every place else. The lowest price gas right now in California is $5.79. It's really funny. I can't figure out. Maybe you folks could help me here. Okay. Why is it you drive down the block, one gas station, the lowest price is $5.79, and you get to the next gas station, and they're at $8.79. I can't figure out why. Shell and Mobil seem to be the highest prices. But anyways, that's that on the gas prices. So I went into the base exchange, and I look at the prices. Folks, I can go to Ross Dress for Less, Target, and other stores and buy the same thing cheaper. Then I checked the price of cigarettes. Now you can go to an exchange anywhere else in the country, you don't have to pay taxes. But one place you do, California. Cigarettes are just as high in the base exchange for our military people as they can buy on the outside. Folks, you know, and I just got a text from somebody asking me for his vote running in California. And I wrote back, I said, there's no way I can vote for you. Hello, Candy Cole. Thank you for coming. Valid. All right. Well, I'd like you to draw me a picture that's going to make me happy. Now, Trump has just said he wants to keep his blockade permanently on the Strait of Hormuz. Now, look at you got Iran saying if Trump takes the blockade, they'll open it up completely. You know what that does, folks? That makes all these tankers filled with oil to start being transferred all over the world. You know what that does? That drops the gas price. But don't expect them go down because Trump wants to keep them high. Okay? And people say I bash Trump. People say call me a Trump hater. I'm not a hater. But what's he doing? Who's he working for? He's not working for you. He's not working for me. Outside of closing the border down here, he has not done anything that he said he was going to do. He said he's against war. He doesn't want to see our young soldiers getting killed. Well, he's putting them in jeopardy. Folks, please subscribe, like, share, and all that good stuff. So, I'm very upset at all that we can't get the truth about anything. Not a goddamn thing. And all those people around Trump, they don't know how to do their job. Okay? But they know how to kiss ass. Now, folks, you know me. I don't kiss nobody's ass. Okay, 480 in Ohio. Yes, somebody said that Israel. You're right on the button. Why is Trump taking his orders from Betty BB Netanyahu? Netanyahu. Why is he taking his orders from this guy? I'll tell you, it's plain and simple. Okay, because the way Congress works, the way our government works, is getting dirt on other people, and other countries work the same way. Netanyahu has all the dirt on Trump. This in the Epstein file, all of it. Stuff that you and I will never ever see. All right? Yeah, Clifford. All right? He's why we're giving them billions. But yet, you go to a grocery store, you can't afford your groceries. Okay? He doesn't give a shit about you. You don't care about us. Not in the least bit. He doesn't care that he's destroyed the global economy. All right? You're right, Ben. It was Dwight Eisenhower who built most of the interstate. He built the New York State Thruway. Okay? You're right about that, my friend. I'm glad I got a lot of very smart people, all right, who subscribe to my channel. And that's what I want. I want smart people who agree to disagree. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. I got no problem with that, folks. Okay? I want you to tell me if I'm wrong. Huh? How you doing, Cation? I'm being kind, somebody says. Oh my God, folks. I don't know. Are you as upset as I am? Seriously. Leave me a comment. Tell me if you're upset. All right? Because I was with my two boys. I'm going to be with them in another hour. We're going to go to another restaurant. What do? You go to a restaurant. Thank God my two boys are doing very well. I'm blessed, okay? God bless me. I was blessed with my children, and, and I owe that to my first wife, okay? All right, and I'll always give her the credit. All right. Hey, Michael, I'm sorry, buddy, but I am 81 years old. So give me a little break about my teeth. Okay? All right? All right? You know, when I was at that air base, I was talking to some of the airmen around there. I said, I said, and them instead, I wish they would send guys like me. Okay? Because I don't care if I get killed on a battlefield in Iran. I'm 81 years old. I lived most of my life. They, I think it should be worse. Put us old men in that war. Take the young ones, bring them home, okay? Because they got a full life ahead of them. Well, we know that's not going to happen. And we know they're going to instill the draft again. Trump is doing everything he's doing is preparing for a war. Whether you see it or not, I see it. I saw it the moment he changed the Department of Defense, all right, and starts to name it Department of War. Okay? He did that for a reason. And then he tells you he don't like wars. If you don't like wars, why are we the Department of War instead of Department of Defense? Okay? You're right, Mark. All wars suck. Okay? But you know who sucks the most? Okay, hi Mandy. Thank you for coming, kid. God bless you. I love you, Mandy. Somebody asked me if I have any money. Do you have any money? I'm not talking about how much money you got. Okay? I'm talking to you about the day I had. All right? Hmm. Yeah, Joe, I'll loan you a few million. Sure. Uh, I'm a military vet, folks. I know what war is about. Trust me. And it's not good, folks. I proudly served our country. A lot of people here today. Thank you. Thank you all. And for all you military men and women, thank you for your service. All my love and respect to you all. Okay? People don't know what us people in the service had to do. Okay? What we went through. All right? Thank you, Valhalla. You're not going to roast me. Oh, oh boy, folks. And traffic. You know what? In California, if they raised the price to $100 a gallon, it would not stop people from driving. Bumper to bumper traffic, no matter where you go. Thank you so much, Greg Lombardi, my friend. How are you? Thank you so much for hitting that thanks button, giving me that money. I appreciate it. All right. God bless you. God bless you, Greg. Greg Lombardi. I got an Italian friend here. That's cool. Huh? But anyways, folks, from Wilshire Boulevard to Pico, it's almost a mile. It was bumper to bumper because there was a small construction crew doing something in the sewer. I mean, and then getting to the airport. Getting to the airport used to be a 20-minute drive. Now it's become like an hour drive. And you get on the 405, you should have seen it. The traffic going from south to north. It was bumper to bumper. Where are these people going? Folks, tell me what state you're from. And do you have traffic like we're having here? Now, my son, who lives in West Palm Beach, Florida, he says, Pops, he said, it's the same way in Florida. Fort Lauderdale, all that whole area. No matter where you go, he said, Dad is bumper to bumper there. You know? And, this is not New York City here in Los Angeles. We have public transportation. They're building more. We got a new metro line going all the way from downtown Los Angeles all the way to the ocean. I'm wondering if any people are going to take it. I don't know. I remember one year they gave a whole week, told everybody all public transportation was free. Didn't have to pay. Guess what? Hardly anybody took advantage of it. Californians has such an affirmation to have their cars. It's unreal. I mean, people, they can't drive across, they can't walk across the street. They got to drive across the street out here in California. Yeah, we got the governor's race coming up over here. When does that come? Folks, I'm one person. I'm getting sick and tired of even voting. because I know it's all a sham. We're getting screwed no matter where we go, no matter what we do. You want to know why you're paying high automobile insurance? If you have it, you're paying enormous medical insurance premiums. If you have it, okay? How many of you have insurance? Do you want to know why our prices go up? You go to the doctor's office. What's the first thing they do? They'll give you a checkup. They'll take your blood. I'm going to refer you to Dr. Oz over here. Okay. But, you should be taking this medication and they'll write you medication. Now, I don't know how the pharmaceutical pay the doctors, but somehow I know the doctors got to be getting a kickback. And they get kickbacks on referrals to other doctors. No matter how old you are, you see a doctor, they're going to refer you to another doctor. Okay? Thank you, Vahala Manis. Thank you for subbing. Has everybody else here subbed yet? Hey, you hit that subscribe button and that like button, please do. I appreciate it. Okay? Well, today's my day of expounding of what's going on in the world. Okay? Now, you drive along. Now, here in Los Angeles, you got billboards up all the place. You know who's got most of the billboards? Lawyers. Accidental lawyers. We call them ambulance chasers. Okay? And they make a lot of freaking money. Okay? They'll take you sneezing the wrong way, make an accident of it, and charge somebody. So, and everybody gets an accident, they're going to sue. Huh? Oh my God. Nasty Dixon. They'll be in all cars in 2027. Are you sure? I heard about that. I didn't know that it went through. Yeah, they're going to have kill switches. Are you kidding me? Tommy, I'll give you a little idea to your question. I was in the 25th Infantry Division under General Westmoreland, 1963 to 1966. What was happening then, my friend? You figure the rest. The raccoon guys. Who's a raccoon guy? Huh? Traffic never stops. You're right, Maggie. Oh my God. Hey, we got another Italian boy from New York City, Lower East Side. I know the area well, my friend. Your grandma's looking for a new husband. Where's your grandma live, Melody? Text me. Send me a picture of her. Of course I'm interested. I may be old, but I'm not dead yet. Okay? Yes, I am looking for somebody, Melody. Alright? Van Nuys. Ben, you from Van Nuys? Hmm. Daniel, you know what I really thought about today? Because I'm getting so disgusted with everything. I thought about maybe finding myself a place in the country someplace where it's quiet, very few people, and just stay by myself. I really thought about that. But then again, I don't know if I could do it because I've always been a city boy. So that's a little tough for me. But I am thinking of it. Eh, Thanks, thank you for all you who are subscribing and liking that like button today. I appreciate, really seriously, I appreciate it. Okay, I appreciate all your support. See, you got somebody asking your Grammy has money. Whether she has money or not, that's not a difference with me. Hmm. Miami is horrible. Yep, traffic. No matter where you go, Massachusetts on the South Shore, south of Boston. JD, you love old men, huh? Yeah, it's quicker, folks, if you take the bus. It's like my son. He caught the plane from because he get a direct flight from Fort Lauderdale to Los Angeles, but he had to drive from his home in Palm Beach Gardens there. Took him an hour to drive there. That's with no traffic. And then he got in the car. He said, he said, I could have taken the train, been there really quick, and then taken Uber from the train station to the airport. But sometimes we take a little bit too late. Melody, you got me interested in your grandmother, Melody. You got fired for doing pot in the bathroom? I don't think there's any reason why they should fire you. But today they fire people who's smoking, okay? Yeah. How many of you smoke? Hmm. Yeah, the East Coast has great public transportation. Wild Harris from Maine, how are you? Mandy Liz. Mandy, you're probably living in the best place in the country. You don't have a stoplight or a bar. That's pretty cool. How's the UK compared to Maine? Less snow. Yes, but the UK probably gets more rain. I've been there many times. Ben, you're upstate New York. More than 25 years. Never leaving New York. Where in upstate are you, Ben? I was born upstate. All right, I was born in Rome, New York. Hmm. Detroit. There was something about something about the manufacturing of cars and something. I didn't catch the whole thing. I glimpsed up and it was on the news. I didn't catch the whole thing. Uh, Delaware, Donald, how are you? Hey, it says LA used to have one of the best public transportation systems until auto manufactured. Hmm. Yeah, this is all new age stuff. I'm going to tell you something. I like stuff when it was the old days. Trust me. Okay? Life was more simpler then. We got washers and dryers for this building I live in. Okay? And they're downstairs in the garage. Okay? I live on the third floor, on 3 floors above it. They put a new app in there that you got to use the app if you want to wash your clothes and dry them, of course. Okay? My Wi-Fi was with Spectrum. I can't freaking wash my clothes. I can't get the app to work. I was on the phone for an hour with Spectrum. They did this, they did that, boom, 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 boom. Not working. But yet, my manager, she has Verizon Wi Fi. So I had to call her because, oh, that's the other thing. You can't put quarters in if you don't have the app. Okay, they don't accept quarters anymore. So, but she has Verizon and it works fine for her. So, do I have to change from Spectrum Wi Fi to Verizon Wi Fi just to be able to go downstairs and wash my clothes? I mean, why do you got to go through all these troubles for? Why? Free Luigi. Yeah, Luigi, what's going on with that kid? Huh? J-Boo, am I the oldest streamer on earth? That would be cool. At least I hold a title or something. Okay? Folks, subscribe, like, come on. Let's hit that like button, okay? Oh, folks, we got to make a joke of things because, something we got to take time out to laugh. You know why we should laugh? We should laugh at ourselves because it's us people who vote and put these idiots into Washington, all right, and allow them to rob your money and my money. Every single thing they could do that's going to hurt you with these laws. Like, who wrote about they're going to put those, uh, what do you call it in the cars again? I Now they got speeding traps. They got okay. A cop doesn't have to stop you to give you a speeding ticket no more. All right, they got these radar things. They got the stoplights. You run a stoplight, they got the cameras. Okay, and all that costs money, a lot of money. You get these tickets on top of your automobile insurance, on top of your car payment if you have one. Okay. How could people survive anymore? Okay. How are people surviving? We have one of the biggest homeless situations here in Los Angeles than anywhere though. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's next year it doubles. I don't want to see it double. But the way the economy is, elderly people who are on Social Security, they can't afford to live anymore. Okay? Subscribe and like, please. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Not five more people, and I had 100. Huh? And I'm just doing this from relaxing today. Hmm. Can you imagine we had this Peter Hegseth in charge of the Department of War? That's what Trump calls it. It has not officially been changed. To be officially changed, it has to be done by Congress. And I don't think that's on their top of the list of things to do. But folks, We can complain about these prices all we want, and it's not going to get any place. Prices are just going to go up. Get used to paying these high prices. Get used to paying high gas prices. Because even if they open the straight tomorrow, it's going to be a few months before they get lowered, anyways. And why is our country divided? Trump is attacking everybody. Look it, I don't like James Comey. I don't like him. Never liked him. Never liked his daughter. But come on. Indicting him again? Todd Blanche is kissing his freaking ass. Okay? Trying to do what Pam Bondi couldn't. I don't know what's going to happen. Then Jimmy Kimmel. I don't watch Jimmy Kimmel. I don't watch Colbert. I'm going to tell you what. The last really good person and a co-host, host on the evening show was Jay Leno. Okay, before that, uh, Johnny Carson. Okay, they were good. They made you laugh. Okay, Colbert and Kimmel. They think they're freaking politicians. They're they're politicians trying to be comedians. Does that make sense? What Kimmel said was wrong. It wasn't even funny. Has everybody says I got 52 people here? Have you all subscribed and have you all hit that like button? It costs you nothing to hit that like button, folks. Come on, let's get those likes up there. All right. Oh, your brother was in my all my uncles were in the Korean War and World War II. Yes, hey, Lester, you were a Vietnam vet. All my love and respect to you, buddy. Same here. All right. No, I don't drink alcohol, Ian. All right. Elvis Presley. Somebody asked me about Elvis. I shook his hand one time. I began going to Las Vegas in the 60s, and I stayed at the Stardust Hotel. Great place. I was comped on everything. I was with my first wife. My cousin was his wife. Me and my cousin were gambling. And Elvis was performing at the International Hotel. And we were comped. The wives got all dressed up. In those days, you dressed up, folks. Okay? You couldn't get in these shows if you didn't dress up. You couldn't get in a casino if you didn't dress up. And then you wonder why Las Vegas is failing. All right? When my friends were running Las Vegas, they ran it right until corporate came in, and now they turned it around to really seriously rob you. We weren't robbing you. The gangsters were not robbing you. Yeah, maybe robbing a little money and skimming some money, okay? But they gave you dollar for dollar. You gave them $1, they gave you $10 back, okay? I got comped on everything. I didn't have to pay for food. I didn't have to pay for a room. I didn't have to pay to go to shows. And then that particular night, we told the girls, "Go over there. We'll be right there." because my cousin and I we were playing blackjack at the time, and when my cousin and I get to the International Hotel, there's our wives, a long line waiting to get in and see of it. And there's our wives at the end of the line. So why are you waiting in line? We don't wait in line. We take them, we walk up. Mr. Spado, how are you, sir? We got your table ready. I had a table right in front of the stage. And then when Elvis came out, he shook everybody's hand that was in front of the stage. And that's when I shook it. I'm gonna tell you, I loved Elvis. His music was great. Why is it that a great musician, another Whitney Houston? I love Whitney Houston. Oh my God, I could listen to her all day long. Why? Why are these young musicians dying like they do? Look at Michael Jackson. Say what you want. Guy was good. And look at, I gotta go see this movie, and that's his nephew who's playing Michael Jackson. It did 700 and some odd $1 million at the box office. I think I'm right. I'm not sure about the number. Maybe, yeah, I think it was 773 million. It did wonderful. People were going to the theater. Okay. That's a very good sign. People people need to get out. People need to be with other people. Okay. I mean, tonight I'm going to go. Look, I'm not hungry. I eat once a day. Me and my two boys, we had lunch. All right, my son is staying with my son. Okay, and my son's got an extra bedroom. I got one bedroom apartment. I got a couch, liar, but uh, we're gonna meet at a restaurant, and I'm not even going to eat. I'm going to be there. I'll be with my two boys, couple of my son's friends, and one's got a lot of jokes all the time. He's sort of a comedian. Goes to the comedy club once in a while. So we'll get some laughs in. It'll be a nice time. Okay? Uh, I don't get out as often. Years ago, folks, when I was younger, I went out every single night. I don't know how I did it. My God, holy Christ. I mean, we would go from work, start drinking, be out all night long. All right? Go to after hour places, get home at 6 a.m., shower and change, and go back to work again. I don't know how I did it. Oh, but a lot of you probably know what I'm talking about here. You probably done it yourselves also. Ricky. Hello, Mikey Drake. How are you? Yeah, folks, smash that like button if you haven't already. Thank you, Mandy. Sorry, folks. You still there? I'm sorry, folks. It was an important phone call I had to take. Thank you all.